Hello, world. Jonathan here. As promised, I'm telling some of the crazier stories that I've had along the way on this journey of having schizophrenia. So, I have a little bit of a script, kind of bullet points, so I'm just going to go through it. Please bear with me. These are some of the most difficult memories of my life, but they're very interesting in a kind of dark kind of way, like true crime or, stuff like that, that just has kind of a dark kind of appeal to it. Just, yeah. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of kind of the action, I guess. There was a lot of stuff going on in my life, and this is one story that happened kind of in the middle of it, right before I ended up going inpatient. So, yeah. So I was at my parents' house for Thanksgiving in 2013, and being at my parents' house was kind of a big deal for me at that point. There was a lot of difficult family dynamics going on, and so me being there was kind of a big deal. And I got this feeling that my parents weren't going to let me leave. And so I felt this kind of like taunting from Satan that I would need to just get up and leave, or else I would be trapped there. So I did. I got up, grabbed my coat in the middle of November, and I just started walking. And I had sent a text message to a woman I knew. I said, "If I just came for you right now, would you have me?" And her response was yes. But ultimately, I'm just sorry that I made her the object of my deluded thinking. So I was on this righteous pilgrimage to brave the elements, and like it was completely ridiculous. I ended up making it probably 30 to 50 miles. I know that night fell twice while I was walking. I remember moments while I was walking. The first night, I wanted to get some sleep, and I found behind this gas station, I found a empty plastic barrel that I could like fit inside of. So I tried to get in there and like close the lid just in case any animals tried to like bother me or whatever in the middle of the night. Stayed in there for, I don't know, probably 15, 20 minutes, and then I realized it was pretty much impossible to sleep in those conditions. So I got up and I kept walking. Daylight broke and I found a McDonald's, and I tried taking a nap there. I just sort of took a booth and just sort of powered down. I had like $60 of cash on me. So yeah, I had a little bit of spending money. I don't remember if I got any food or not, but I overheard the employees and the manager talking about, who's this guy who's asleep in a booth. So as soon as I heard that, I just got up and left. I kept walking. This was me going from Plymouth, Wisconsin, headed south by southwest towards Madison. Madison is where this woman went to college. So that's where I was trying to get to. But how far I actually made it kind of escapes me. I have kind of vague memories of the places that I went, but I think it was about 50 miles in total. Because, it was 2 full days of just walking in the middle of November. I remember I stopped by a church that was just getting done with a church service, and I thought they would be impressed with me for being so brazen and whatever. I had a conversation with one of the pastors that I don't really remember, and I don't remember what came of that conversation, but I just kind of left the church and kept walking. I tried to take another nap in a patch of grass by some trees, but that was somebody's property, and I imagine that's the person who called the police. I ran into the cops on 2 occasions during this outing, and the first time I just kind of explained what I was doing, and he kind of acted like he was on board with it, kind of, but ultimately he just took me to the edge of town and told me to keep going, because basically he just wanted to get rid of me. So yeah, I kept going, and at this point my legs are like useless, like I'm limping, because I've just been walking, and I definitely didn't do any cross country training before this happened. So yeah, I was just exhausted, and I kept going. Night fell again, after I made it another 15, 20 miles, something like that. Let's see. I remember for a long stretch of road, I was holding out my thumb like I wanted to hitchhike, and I was just openly weeping while I walked. And I remember the scripture came to mind, blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. And I don't know, it was comforting. It's crazy that in the middle of it, there would be a breath of comfort or sanity. But, yeah, night fell again, and it was really cold, and I didn't think I could keep myself moving to keep myself warm, so I started knocking on random people's doors in the middle of the night. And I ended up, I walked to the door of someone's house, but it was like through kind of their back driveway area, and they had like slabs of meat, like dead deer, like hanging from clotheslines or something. Like, I guess he was drying out the meat to make venison or something like that. But it was like a scene out of a Saw movie. But the guy was super nice. He was very cool. He gave me his phone, and I tried to call the police to see if I could get to a homeless shelter. And what the cop did when he showed up, he basically said, yeah, we'll get you to where you're going. And then he locked me in the back of his squad car and took me to a place where I would be returned to the custody or whatever of my parents. And I remember, like, actually I don't remember, but I was talking all kind of crazy shit to this cop, and not like aggressively against him. Like, what I was saying didn't make coherent sense. I was talking about like the fruit of the spirit or something, and I don't know. So yeah, my parents drove down, the 40 or 50 miles, whatever it was, to where the cop dropped me off. And that was kind of the end of that. My parents, took me to McDonald's and bought me some food. And my dad was clearly upset with me. I don't think he understood what he was dealing with. yeah, so that's episode 1 of my crazy life. Yeah, hope this wasn't boring. I've definitely got more stories, and that's just kind of one in the middle of a lot of them. So, all right, I guess that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.